What's going on, everybody? Luke Taggart, Bond's apartment. Oh my goodness. We've got head of section, being James Bond, Joe Darlington, Kyle Barbeau, Easy Smiles, Expensive Watches, and the Bond Experience, David Zaritsky. What's up, guys?
What's going on, brother?
We've never done this.
What a handsome lineup.
Yes.
By the way,
yes.
Mount Rushmore.
We're all having bedhead and still in pajamas.
Oh, that is true.
Joe and I are like
true.
just came back from cuddling. Yeah. It's over.
So this is the morning after a
There
big
must have
Bond
been
weekend.
a morning after.
It's only happens in my video. This is getting cut out.
He's gonna have
No.
fun. Have fun.
We
editing,
got to
my
get
friend.
to the actual topic
Okay.
one time.
Let's go.
Okay.
We
This
haven't
is
been drinking.
The day after the Thunderball anniversary Bond weekend here in Newtown.
Yes.
Did you guys have a great time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of work, but good time.
was
It
okay.
was
Good friend. Oh.
my favorite thing that I've been to thus
Yeah,
far.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So one of the things I was thinking when we watched Thunderball last night, seeing one of those films in the theater with a group of people, the laughs, all these different reactions. Initially, I thought I kind of want the new films to be more cheeky rather than so serious.
Fun.
So I'm going to ask you who you think the next Bond villain should be. Actor, but I want you to give me one of each. Cheeky version, dark version. What do you think?
Okay. All right.
I think it'd be very difficult for us to even consider that Denis is going to do
The cheeky
anything
thing.
comedic.
But he may have something like fun moments. So what I liked about Thunderball is like there was some seriousness to it, but I think Bond was enjoying himself. And therefore, even when the Bond baddie, which whether it was Largo or Fiona Volpe, you take your choice.
Yeah.
When they were being a little campy, you appreciated that.
Yeah.
It
Oh, yeah.
flowed well with it.
The
So-
best Bond movies are the ones that are balanced.
Yeah.
Thunderball is one that has balance.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Balance with the Force.
It is a little weird when he puts on a blazer, a double-breasted blazer with no shirt underneath.
Oh no,
That's
the
a
best
little
is the scuba. Yeah, the scuba pants.
Yes.
With the blazer.
and the ascot and everything.
Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, so let me ask you guys if it's a very serious Craig-like Bond film, which I'm assuming is what we're going to get based on the writer and the director. Does anybody jump to mind? And I know it's difficult because we don't have a Bond yet. But is there anyone you've seen in anything else or that you've thought, you know what? I would love for this person to get cast as the villain.
Yes.
Who? Go ahead, Joe. Start with you.
I'm the worst one to answer this because I don't know the young people these days. I don't know.
Doesn't have to be that person.
I do not.
I'm
have
trying
a
to think
young
of the.
person.
Yeah.
Go with him.
Go ahead.
If
Take
they're
your
gonna
time.
do a serious Bond movie,
Okay.
my pick for the next Bond villain is Jeremy Irons.
Wow.
okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of young people,
Yeah, really young.
And he hasn't done a lot lately.
Other than
Three Musketeers.
he was Alfred in
the Man in the Iron Mask.
Ben
Batman.
Affleck.
Ben Affleck, yeah.
movies.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
that's really the only thing I've seen him in lately.
Right.
But he's the type of person who could play like a really menacing, like a You Only Live Twice novel Blofeld, like the really like crazy
Like
Blofeld.
Scar.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Scar, something like that. I think he'd be.
Was he ever considered previously? He must have been.
I how could he not be?
Yeah.
I mean, he's an iconic English actor.
Yeah.
I think he's
it
one of
his-
those people who should be in the Bond franchise.
Was it his Alfred stuff as of late where you thought, this is kind of a darker vibe?
No, I just think that he has the acting
Just in
chops to
general.
do that
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing, and it's almost like a shoe-in. Why hasn't he been cast in a Bond movie yet? Like
Yeah.
when Monica Bellucci was in Spectre, like,
Yeah.
duh, how come she hasn't been in one
Sure.
yet? Of course, it makes perfect sense.
I have two, I think, in mind. One would be if I wanted to create a bad guy who's like an equal to Bond, which I always kind of like that tete-a-tete.
Yeah.
And then the other one is more of a mastermind type of bad guy. The equal to him would be Jason Isaacs.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Jason Isaacs could be an equal to Bond. He's very physical.
Getting a lot of press lately.
But really good acting, and if they use him, but he can also be very bombastic, and I think he would be a good, almost like a Alex Trevelyan type
Yes,
sure.
bad guy. But I will say this, and I know it's a name that's been dropped a lot for Bond, but I think a good bad guy that's more mastermind, and I'm thinking Oppenheimer, would be Cillian Murphy.
yeah,
Sure.
Cillian Murphy.
Because he could be this mastermind that's believable.
Yeah.
Like you think he could put a master, like I almost want him to be, he was a young protege chess player.
Yeah.
Who put these things and became so frustrated with the world and himself and his components that he needed to like almost destroy the world inside out.
Yeah, I mean, he's so incredibly talented that obviously he can play whatever.
Yep.
But the first thing I see him in, I think, is what Batman Begins, probably for me.
Oh, yeah.
And before you even know, and I've never been a big comic book guy, so watching Batman Begins, I'm not like, oh, that's Scarecrow, or oh, that's. So I immediately when he comes on screen, you're like, he's not, he's not a good guy.
Yeah.
And he just kind of has that look. Like I could never see him as Bond.
Yeah. What's yours?
Well-
Because you sound like you have. Okay.
I will say there is one movie that kind of tips the scale in the other way where he could be Bond. If you ever saw a movie called Anthropoid, where he plays a secret agent during World War II,
Oh.
who
Is there an alien?
he's one of the guys who
What's an anthropod?
who
Isn't that like an
assassinates Reinhard Heydrich.
Like a bug?
It's a good movie.
yeah.
And he's playing like this, secret agent type.
Oh.
Good flick. That movie made me think like, yeah, maybe he's got Bond potential, but I think he's aged out of the part at this point.
Okay.
Well, do you have one?
Not really, honestly, but that was, you kind of grabbed the one I was sort of leaning, when I was sort of talking about like the old school, I'm thinking like, or the younger school, I'm thinking like Cillian Murphy. That's sort of what I was going for. Because I was thinking like, it also kind of breaks my heart now thinking how Rami Malek was kind of wasted.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, again, I like the film.
It's all gonna be-
But he was
yeah.
definitely wasted in that part. He absolutely would have been a great Bond villain, and I kind of feel like he probably would have, if they waited a little bit, he probably would have been terrific right now.
Can I bring up something too? Because Joe brings up a really good point about, to me, it's not so important who you pick, but how the bad guy is written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you write a good mastermind and then use a
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy, you're going to be like
Yeah.
knocking out of the park. But if you write a Rami Malek part and
Yeah.
you put anybody in that,
Yeah.
they're going to
Yeah.
sink hard.
Yeah.
Like they
Yes.
had, again, Christopher Walken, I can't believe I said that. Christoph Waltz
Mm-hmm.
was so good, not as Blofeld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like both movies, but certainly No Time to Die, it's like you just threw this away through your writing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they did it 2 movies straight. I mean, when they cast Skyfall, you're like, you got Oscar winner, Oscar nominee. It's like you're just like, oh my God, our people always already wanted to be in these films. But
Right.
Yeah.
when they cast Javier Bardem, and then you've got Judi Dench, you've got Ralph Fiennes, you're just like, this is insane.
Right.
Well, then the next one, they up it. They got Christoph Waltz. You thinking Glorious Bastards, this guy's unreal. Wasted.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
No Time to Die, same thing.
Yeah.
Do you think
If I said day, what would you say?
Wasted.
wasted?
I've got another guy.
Dunce.
If they go a little bit more comedic in tone, someone else who like, why hasn't he been a Bond villain
Yeah.
yet? Mark Strong.
Oh,
Everything.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he'd be a good Bond villain.
I can see him as a good Blofeld, quite frankly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what?
They
He
wanna-
would be a fantastic
Yeah.
Blofeld.
Yeah. Do we want to see Blofeld again though?
You know, I hope that they revisit the original material.
I wouldn't mind Blofeld.
I'm kind of in the
Just
in
done
this-
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of way like when Casino Royale was done, and you're saying how can they possibly follow this up? And,
Yeah.
and I'm, in my mind at that time, the only way they could possibly go forward was to go back and keep doing
Yeah.
the books.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, do a Live and Let Die, but closer to the book, etc. But modernize it. I think if they go back to the books, I think they kind of have to.
I would. It would be very interesting to see Blofeld almost as an equal to M
Yeah.
in the new Bond
Yeah.
movies, where there's different bad guys that Blofeld is also sending out to do these things.
Yeah.
And Bond,
Yes.
Bond is the equal to that individual, like almost like Batman.
That's Thunderball.
episode.
You are describing
Yes.
Right,
Thunderball.
right,
exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Blofeld is the equal to M in
Yeah.
Thunderball.
I mean,
Largo is
yeah.
the equal to
It's-
Bond
it's-
in Thunderball.
It's fresh off of that,
Yeah.
so I'm like,
you
yeah,
are
that's
describing
true.
Yeah.
one of the best Bond movies ever made.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
wouldn't it be nice if they planned this time, where we know
Oh.
like we're going to start off where Bond is going head to head with just this
Yeah.
level
Like
of
a
baddies,
Marvels.
but we're going to start
Yeah.
working our way up to where he
Yeah.
eventually meets Blofeld,
Which
in
is the
another-
first 4 Bond films.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
kind of like
Right.
it's a small scale introduce Spectre. The next one he gets a little bit deeper into Spectre. The third one no
Yep.
Spectre at all. And then the fourth one is Spectre's biggest plot.
Yeah.
Like, you just
Well
keep
planned.
getting bigger and bigger.
So you didn't provide yours.
So mine is interesting because I think she could
Oh.
actually do both
I know
dark
who it
and
is.
comedic. And mine is Jodie Comer.
Jodie Comer.
Okay.
So for me, I think Jodie Comer is way too, and this might sound,
Pejorative.
well, I was gonna say just she's, I think, insanely talented,
Yeah.
insanely beautiful.
For the uneducated, what has she been in?
Killing Eve.
Killing it. She is.
So, and she is the villain in
Okay.
Killing
Oh, no.
Eve. No, she's not Eve.
Sorry.
And but no, for me, it's she could play both. I would rather her in the darker one. Like I'd rather her because Killing Eve is like a dark comedy, where I'd rather her just be like incredibly menacing,
Yeah.
but also an equal. I just think she's a little too up here for just like the Bond girl.
I think. What about the girl or the woman that was played Snow White in the new Disney Snow White? Rachel Weisz.
I can't shake my head hard enough.
Oh.
I'm gonna get dizzy.
You don't want Farquaad?
Okay, so we've done the dark, most likely version.
Yes.
If it was something a little more cheeky, and we'll say Brosnan era. We won't go as far back as the 60s or Roger Moore. It's a little more Brosnan. Does it change it at all? Is there anybody? You already said a few. Mark Strong. Anybody come to either of your minds that could do a little bit lighter version?
To be honest with you, I was thinking the Brosnan era when I thought that. I was not thinking
Really?
overtly
Okay.
Craig, because I'll tell you what, I do think Denis is going to put slightly more fun than the Craig era.
Yeah, because he's a huge fan too.
He's a huge fan, and I think it'll be bookish in the sense of, you don't think?
The two films that he listed as his favorites are Casino Royale and Skyfall.
Yeah.
So he's a huge fan, but he's a huge fan of the Craig era.
So I got to tell you, I think Skyfall is an outlier where it has a ton of fun in it.
Yes.
Like certainly more than Spectre and No Time to Die.
Well, I love the go ahead, eject me.
Actually, no. I'll put it this way. I think if you rank them as which ones are like kind of like the crazy fun, even quippy, Skyfall's the top one. I mean, Casino Royale
For Craig or in general?
for Craig.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, not in general.
No,
No.
It's funny you say that because
Well, no,
everybody
you're
sort
right.
of like props up Spectre these days, calling it the most Bondish, most old school Bond.
Like,
Because
it's got the formula.
I am that,
being a little.
I am that person.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like I agree with you. I think Skyfall. Was
But look
probably
how
a
many
little more.
yucks and quips. I mean, even from the very beginning, where like they're smashing off pieces of the car and stuff like that, and he does the little cuff thing like after the train. I mean, that's
You
pretty
are right.
fun.
You are right.
great.
I mean, health and safety.
All
this
of that.
whole thing
He's
with
keen to get
Kincaid.
Yeah,
Everything
or
with
go
Kincaid.
ahead, go ahead, inject me.
Yeah,
You would
yeah.
never see that in
You trumped up
Casino
little
Royale.
shit,
Right,
or
right.
You know,
everything with Kincaid is.
what
all
does Spectre
comedic.
have? You know, dun 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 dun. dun.
He's
I mean,
got the jetpack.
I
I like whatever, not the jetpack, but
Good
the,
evening. The parachute.
Yeah.
actually like that part
I like that a
Yeah.
lot,
because it's his walk. It's like dun, dun.
and I like the flamethrower in the Aston Martin.
I like all of that.
Yeah.
anything, anyone comedic-ish come to mind.
Ricky Gervais.
Sebastian
Oh,
Maniscalco.
that'd be interesting. Oh yeah.
What is James Bond doing over here? Let me tell you something.
Oh yeah, he is the best.
He's
What are you
going over
doing
here. He's ejecting people
So
out
you
of the
put, he
car.
puts the stick in the car and he drives the stick to protest.
Jan Menzies for fan.
What about if you had like Frank from New Jersey as the bad guy?
Harvey-
Let me
Harvey
ask you a
Seinfeld.
question, Bond. I gotta ask you a question, Bond.
Bond.
Bond, I gotta ask you a question. There's just one
I gotta
question
cut that
today.
out too, right?
I gotta ask you a question. No one's gonna know who Frank from Jersey is. That's gonna play well with the
Sure,
audience.
sure. Oh, he'd probably love it.
Yeah.
He loves these videos. I don't know if he loves
Would
That's
you?
one, though.
Can I ask something about the bad guy in the plot?
Please,
Would
please.
you ever do an outlandish bad guy plot, like taking over the world of space, or time travel, or a weather machine, or anything like really crazy?
This thing, I would.
Volcano
I'm
layer.
dead serious. After watching Thunderball on the big screen last night, I truly, in my head, was thinking I would love a fun Bond movie again. But I don't think
Make James Bond
anybody
fun
would
again.
make it.
Oh my gosh!
I
you
don't
got a
think they
t-shirt?
would make it. I don't think they. I feel like they don't. They would want, the 90s and the Rotten Tomatoes. They'd want all
It's
the
because
money. I don't
they don't
they'd
think
do
young
it.
people want fun stuff anymore.
Maybe.
Because you could just go back to the popular movies and TV shows, and they're all fun.
Yeah.
I think the filmmakers today equate fun with low stakes.
Yes.
I think they think stakes need to be really, really high all the time. We
Yeah.
have to outdo it from the last thing. And
Yeah.
I think when they hear fun, it's like they see like
They
low
think-
stakes slapstick.
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah. Double
Yeah.
taking pigeons.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think they're kind of missing the point with that.
They are.
Do you guys watch Stranger Things?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's both fun, dark.
Well,
There's a
Thrilling.
yeah, there's-
so honestly,
do it.
and I can almost guarantee you guys haven't seen this, but the first and second season of Wednesday are phenomenal.
I hear that.
They're fun. They're dark. They're funny. They make you feel good, and it's the most popular thing on Netflix right
Yeah.
now.
really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And same with Cobra Kai though. Look
Yeah,
how
yeah.
good Cobra Kai was.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah.
And until the last two seasons
Yeah, it
where
got
they
weird.
flipped the other way,
Yeah.
they were just taking the Mickey out of
It
everything.
was professional wrestling after a little while, but it was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
fantastic
Yeah.
premise. Yeah, everything was great. Yeah, I agree.
I think with it being Amazon's first go at it, though.
They'll play it safe.
But safe is just sticking to the kind of Craig formula. because it did so well?
I don't think they're gonna. I would think it's dangerous to lean too far to the Craig formula now.
Yes. So if you had to pick a film that you think,
I mean, how well do you think No Time to Die and Spectre did in
comparison to like Skyfall, not well.
I mean, they were both, especially Spectre. Spectre was still a pretty big box
800 or
office
900
hit.
million, yeah.
But-
million.
But the people who were going to see Spectre and No Time to Die were people our age or older. It wasn't teenagers going on a date to see Skyfall,
Yeah,
Spectre,
right.
or No Time to Die, kind of like the Brosnan era was getting in those
Totally.
teens.
Yeah.
We don't have that right now
Yeah.
with the most
And by the way,
recent Bond
look at the
films.
flavor of the new video game that younger people are
Yeah,
excited
right.
about coming
Mm,
out.
right.
It's fun. It's a bit frivolous. He's taking the mickey out of everything. This is not an overly serious
Well, and
Bond.
we've talked about this. I'm sure all of us have talked about this in videos together or separate or podcasts or whatever. He's got to consider what's been done in the game,
Yeah.
and he's got to go away from what's done in the game. He can't replicate. Like you're
Or
starting him off in
continuation
the
of the video
Navy.
game.
He's not going to.
Yeah.
I doubt he'd be in the Navy in the beginning of this movie.
And I don't think he should be. I think
No.
it should be kind of like Dr. No, where he's been 007 for
Like
a,
like
a
the new
number of
Superman.
years. I was building to that.
What was that? 4
He's
years.
building
Yes.
if you give him a
The
chance.
latest-
Sorry.
No.
Well, he also jumped into the comedic actor before I asked.
You took the words right out of my mouth. The latest Superman movie,
Yeah.
it's not an origin story. He's been Superman for 4 years, and it did really well at the box office. It
Yeah.
was serious, but it was fun.
Yeah, Fantastic Four.
Good, a good.
just fun.
I haven't
What
seen it
about
yet.
if Amazon just goes for the biggest common denominator and gives it to Pedro Pascal because he takes
Because
everything.
he's in everything.
He's the bad guy.
Seriously.
Pedro Pascal.
I'm kind of losing my luster for Pedro.
No, Pedro.
I liked him.
Oh,
I liked
yeah.
him as Mandalorian. Now he's a little oversaturated.
Pedro.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman 1984, Pedro Pascal.
He'll tell you that too.
Oh.
He said he'll never shave for a role again.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay,
it's
before we go
Pedro.
down this road again,
You
let's just
know.
end it with this. Think of any Bond film,
Yes.
all 25 that exist.
All right.
You know it's Amazon's first go at it.
Yes.
They want to make a splash. You know who they've hired to start the creative process. If you could pick any film that's already existing,
Yes.
Bond-wise, what would you most like to see something similar to?
Good question.
That is a
Thank
good
you.
question.
Whether it's just the formula of it, whether it's the style, the darkness, the cheekiness, whatever. Go ahead.
The Living Daylights. It's not an origin story. It's not a reboot, but it's a reset.
Yeah.
Who's the main bad guy in The Living Daylights, too?
Joe Don Baker. Living Daylights has the balance. It's a serious story. There's drugs. It's a Cold War
Hell yeah.
spy thriller, but it also has a light touch to it too. There's a fun Aston Martin chase. There's a real romance.
Oh, I thought you meant
to that
bad guy.
movie.
No.
You mean tone of the whole
yeah,
movie.
Tone of the movie.
Oh,
I-
I misunderstood
yeah.
that.
No,
That's
no,
why
no.
I said Joe Don Baker
That-
is like
no,
the main
no,
bad
no,
guy.
No, yeah, sorry.
I think
no.
a good template for the next Bond movie is The Living
That's
Daylights.
the right way to say
This has
it.
become very easy for me then because I'm going to say, and I'll get
Tomorrow
shit for
Never
it.
Dies.
Yeah.
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 I want Tomorrow Never Dies. I think if Tomorrow Never Dies came out tomorrow and we had never seen it or had it and it was the first Amazon release, people would love it.
So why? And we just did a video 2 days ago about this versus the other
Okay.
Brosnan. But why that over Goldeneye? Because in a sense, well, not even in a sense, that is a new actor. It's a new. Everything's new.
You have a confident, cocksured, still swarmy, charming secret agent, but the fun factor, the stunts, the story, the larger-than-life bad guy is
Yeah.
all there.
Yeah.
It's all there. If you pay attention to it, it's all there.
So and then you really have to cast an actor that can jump in and play seasoned and confident.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Joe.
I'm dying to cheat and grab a couple and say mesh these together
can.
and you
Do it, man. Why? There's no rules.
I kind of feel like it's almost like I want to say take Thunderball, mesh that with Skyfall, and come up with something
Oh, nice.
in between.
And you could call it
Because of the
Thunderball.
falls.
Thunder
Sky.
Thunder Sky.
Skyball. Skyball.
Yeah. And I tell you, it's interesting when we talk about the tone. By the way, one of the things I keep sort of wanting to hone in on is like, when we talk about serious versus non-serious or light versus heavy, I think there's also there's a difference between a film that is dark and just kind of not so fun with something that's grounded.
Yeah.
I want grounded.
Yes. True.
But I want lightness in that
Yeah.
grounded film. I don't want double taking pigeons.
Yeah.
I want something that feels like it's taking place in a real world that I can walk around in.
Which is why you like Thunderball.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Something like this. Thunderball, Honor Majesties, all these great films that I feel like I could just walk in Casino Royale. I can walk into that world and just live there. Doesn't mean everything has to be dour. Either.
Right.
So again, keep the mood up, but keep the story grounded.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to mash two. I'm going to say Skyfall.
Yeah.
And From Russia with Love.
Nice. Okay.
That's good.
Because From Russia
Spy
with Love,
Entries.
he's
I love that.
and I'm just looking at it from Sean's perspective. He's caught his stride.
Yeah.
And then Skyfall, I mean, but you're talking, like you said, Craig's most fun. And then Connery's are just all cheeky. Well, you know what I mean. Like, they're not, none of them are like
he has
Quantum of
cheeky
Solace.
moments,
Right.
but that's why they're almost like palate cleansers.
Yeah. Yes.
Like even last night, like
Balance.
he is dangerous. I mean, he like I wouldn't fool with him, but all of a sudden he says this really great line, even when he's being charming, and you're like, that's the guy we all want to be.
The best line in that is after the steam room scene. He goes, "See you later."
See you later.
Irrigator. Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
problem.
Appreciate you.
Anytime, man.
Love spending time with you guys.
Same here.
It's all right.
We're so happy that we had this time.
We look like a boy band.
Oh,
ba.
Ozempic. You got to
That's
keep that in
staying
there.
there.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
staying in. That's
Are
at the
you
very
ready?
end. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.